To get a road win in this league is hard. Great evidence of it. You know, it's awesome to start off 1-0 in this league against a hell of a team. They're really good, and I think what we should do is enjoy it till those, wheels touch down back in South Bend, and be greedy about Louisville that's coming into our place on Wednesday.
Notre Dame trailing by 2. Farrell driving right side of the lane. Farrell bounce pass in the corner. Vastoria 4-3. Got it! Notre Dame leads 78-77. Right corner Vastoria 3 on the West hand. Point Notre Dame lead. Down and Notre Dame again. Forward pass on over to Vastoria. Drives baseline reverse layup up and good. A brilliant drive.
At the rim, Bonzie Colson.
Now to Beecham, who drives the lane for the posterizing jam.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Brey. I'm Jack Nolan. We're coming to you today from the very comfy confines of the private practice facility in the Joyce Center known as the Pit. And Coach, you've had a lot of great starts to the conference season in your 17 years here. When you consider the importance of the games, the level of competition, what's happening in the league, I'm not sure you've ever had a better start than you did this past week, beating both Pitt and Louisville.
I would agree with you, Jack. As deep as this league is, the teams we played and winning one on the road, to be 2-0 in the league right now feels like 6-0 in the league. We're thrilled with where we're at.
We're going to show a lot of offense in this show, but you held both Pitt and Louisville below 40% shooting right now after 2 games of conference play. Notre Dame leads the ACC in field goal percentage defense. That has never happened before.
New territory for our program, but it's something we're really hanging our hat on, and our group is very proud of how we're defending. We're going to have to continue to do that in this league.
The Irish began their conference season on the road in Pittsburgh, a tough place to play against a tough team to beat. We'll show you all the highlights coming up right after this timeout.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
Unlike your previous 2 games away from this building, you did not get off to a good start at Pittsburgh. You fell behind by 11, but really dug in and came right back.
Yeah, I did. I thought we settled down. We were a little loose with the basketball, and I thought we took some quick shots. But once we settled down, we got into a better offensive rhythm, and our defense kicked in to kind of make it a real good game by halftime.
And you've been a team of spurts this year in a 13-2 run over the span of about 4 minutes, with about 4 minutes left in the half. Tied the game. Matt Farrell had 8 points in that run. Bonzie Colson, a nice 3-point play. Colson had a game-high 21.
It's interesting, when we're struggling, Matt Farrell feels it, and then he starts going and making plays, and the ever-responsible Bonzie Colson are always there to jumpstart you.
Then there was another 11-0 spurt in the second half that gave you an 8-point lead.
And we did it with our bench, which was neat. I thought TJ Gibbs and Rex Pfluger were key to get us an 8-point lead at a key point in the second half, and make us believe that maybe we could win on the road.
And he's not getting a lot of headlines, but Martinus Gebben in this game played one of his best games, almost got his first double-double, had 10 points and 9 rebounds.
Most minutes he's played in a high-level game, but close to a double-double, but gave us a big-time defensive rebounding presence the whole way.
VJ Beecham struggled offensively in the game, but he came up with a huge layup with 1:21 left to cut the Pittsburgh lead to 1.
That's the thing about VJ. He lets the game come to him. He doesn't force anything, but he's involved and he's always around the ball. That was a big layup to give us a chance.
It was also a game where Steve Vastoria was quiet in regulation, but he gave us a preview with 2 big free throws in the closing seconds that sent the game to overtime.
Another senior who's confident and poised, doesn't worry about what happens maybe the 30 minutes previously. Big free throws to get it to overtime.
And it wasn't his free throws alone, because then VJ Beecham came up with a Pat Connaughton-like against Butler in the tournament block. That preserved regulation and got you to overtime.
I did have a flashback to Pat Connaughton's block. VJ came out, and that's a big-time block, which then forced a much tougher shot by Michael Young to put it to overtime. Our seniors, you can always rely on them.
6 straight overtime wins, 12 of 13, 18 of 21. Why in the world is Notre Dame so good at overtime?
It's an amazing stat, really, 18 of 21. That's the difference between NITs and NCAA tournaments. It really is when you look at that number. We practice game situations on a daily basis, and our guys really believe that overtime is their time.
And it was Steve Astoria's time. He was responsible for all 10 of your points. He assisted on a bucket by Colson. He hit 2 threes to finish the scoring, including the one with 2 seconds left that gave you the win.
One of the best basketball players, all-round players we've ever had here, and there's never been a guy more clutch in the history of Notre Dame basketball. It's only a matter of time with Steve Astoria.
Now, the end of the season will allow us to put the game in proper perspective, but right now, just after 2 games and looking at this league, how important was this win?
I mean, huge. To get off to a win and go 1-0 in the league and get a road win against an NCAA tournament team in Pittsburgh, that gave us some confidence that maybe we didn't have after Villanova or Purdue.
So the Irish beat Pittsburgh in overtime 78-77, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown with 9th-ranked Louisville right here in this building. Upstairs, in fact, we'll have all the highlights. A special behind-the-scenes look at that victory coming up right after this. Notre Dame's victory over 9th-ranked Louisville was important on many different levels, but none more important than the intestinal fortitude the Irish had to display to pull out this win, a toughness that is on display in this week's Irish Access.
Now, we're smaller. You guys got to block out and rebound. Here's the thing, you should be drooling. With this kind of speed on the floor, we get our hands on it, go. Go and attack, right?
Let's make it a goal to play against our set defense the whole night. We are right there, and we're ready to gap.
Level 5 rebound. That wins it. We out-rebound them, we'll win the game. We out-rebound them, we'll win the game. 1, 2, 3.
We expect a great one tonight. 2 teams that really have given us entertaining games in the past.
Louisville's begun the game in a man-to-man defense. Vastoria now goes top of the key for the running 3 that's good, and Notre Dame leads 3-2. Kicks it back out to Farrell, 5 on the shot clock. Farrell around the screen. Farrell, the running 3 is good! Oh my goodness! He just ran over and threw the ball! Incredible! Back to Vastoria. Vastoria, runner right side is good, and Notre Dame leads 8-2 at the 17-10 mark of half number 1.
Good work, good work, good work. Got to kill already, baby. Got to kill.
Now to Farrell. Farrell to the left at the top of the key around a screen, still on the dribble. 6 on the shot clock. Farrell 4-3 over Mahmoud. It's good! The rainbow 3 by Matty Ice, and it's 51-42. Notre Dame by 9. They throw it inside to Torres. He puts it up and in. Austin Torres in the midst of one of those games where he comes out of nowhere, and now Snyder has it, driving the lane. Alley-oop inside from Mahmoud, who dunks it.
It's been a survival game, really, for both.
We're tied at 68.
I need it stop.
Under 90 seconds left. Number 9, number 23. Spalding looking inside.
Ball is loose. Who gets it? Colson gets the ball with 1:19 left. Still a 1-possession game. 1:03 left. Adele now with the basketball. Adele loses the dribble, and Vastoria dives to the floor and picks it up to Farrell. Mike Brey says clear out for Steve Vastoria.
10 to shoot, 25 to play.
Now you got to attack. You got to attack right now. Vastoria gets into the lane. Vastoria, the runner, is around the rim and in. Steve Vastoria, the baby-faced assassin, does it again. Notre Dame goes to 2-0 in the ACC with a gritty 77-70 victory over 9th-ranked Louisville here tonight.
Let's go, baby. Good win. Good win. Come on, baby. Here we go. Big time toughness. Big time toughness. I don't think anybody is as the combination of physical and mental toughness. Ain't nobody in this league got it. Ain't nobody in this league got it like us, man. I can't get you off my mind. I think I got a crush on you. Get on in here.
Fans, you can catch weekly editions of Irish Access on Watch ND concerning all 26 Notre Dame sports. Coach and I will come back and talk about his thoughts on the Louisville game right after this. Unlike the Pitt game, you did get off to a great start against Louisville, jumping out to a 10-point lead, a run that was highlighted by that incredible Matt Farrell running three-point shot.
You know, when you're in a frame of mind and playing so well, stuff like that goes in too. But I love the start we got off to, especially here at home, to kind of make us believe.
And you talk about Matt Farrell rising to the occasion. He tied his career high with 22 points.
Yeah, the guy is fearless, Jack. He's setting the tone for us. He loves playing in big games. So proud of the player and leader he's become.
He probably doesn't get enough attention for what he does, but Austin Torres comes in, plays 4 minutes, 6 points, 2 blocks, a steal, and a rebound, and he did change the game.
Huge impact on the basketball game in short minutes, and he's got such a great attitude. He knows that's his role. He's always been great here at home in front of our home crowd, but man, did he energize us.
As we tape this show, Bonzi Colson at 6'5", is the leading rebounder in the ACC. He had his 9th double-double against Louisville, 18 points, and an incredible 14 rebounds.
A basketball player, just a basketball player with great instincts, nose for the ball. He's a fearless guy. He's a big game delivery guy. Proud of who he's become. He's one of the best players in the country, Jack.
You told me on your radio show you thought when the ACC season started that Steve Astoria was going to click into gear. Career high 24 points against Louisville, 12 in each half, so he did it for the whole 40 minutes, and he again had the key basket that sealed the victory.
It's only fitting that a senior that's made big plays, that maybe is one of the best all-around players in the history of our program, he knows when we really need him, and he is delivering in league play.
Maybe the key to this victory is a part of the game that never makes the highlight film. You went to the line 25 times, you made 22. It wasn't just that the officials liked you, you forced Louisville to foul you.
We thought we could drive it more against them, and we did. We did a great job, and I think we can continue to drive the ball because it gets us good stuff, but it also gets us to the foul line. We lead the nation in free throw percentage. We need to get there more to take advantage of it.
And the fans just saw in our previous segment in that wonderful piece that was done by our staff led by Josh Long that you told your team, if you out-rebound these guys, we'll win the game, and you did.
We did. I thought that would be the key. Can we out-rebound a bigger, athletic, longer group? We held our own on the defensive board, and it did spell victory.
How much did your team improve this week?
I think we've improved, enormously because on the mental side of it, what we did against really good teams and won on the road when we were dead in the water makes us really feel like we're arriving and we're there and we can challenge anybody in the league.
Agree 100%, Coach. This week's Ask Coach Brey question, and Steve Astoria will run the fast break in 2 minutes. It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com. Question of the week for Coach Brey. Now, if you would like to submit a question for Coach Brey, just log on to UND.com and scroll down the main page to the Ask Coach Brey box. Now, Coach, this week's question comes from our good friend, season ticket holder Doug Buell of Michigan City, Indiana. Coach, Steve Astoria and Rex Pfluger often cover your opponent's best scorer. Does occasionally switching them off that defensive assignment help them with their offensive production?
That's a great question. And in Steve's case, we're always mindful of that. That's why we use Rex and bring him in, and then we can rotate Steve off because we need that offensive production from Steve. From Rex, we're not so concerned about wearing him out on defense. That's what he does for us first and foremost.
And talking about Steve, 39 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, a block, and 2 game-winning shots. Who else but Steve Astoria could run this week's fast break? First car you ever drove?
Honda Pilot.
Favorite musical group or artist?
Kenny Chesney.
Who was your role model?
My older brother.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I can play the piano.
Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Favorite NBA player?
It was Allen Iverson.
Favorite part of practice?
Kills.
Worst part of practice?
Losing kills.
One thing you always hear from Coach Brey in practice?
Let's get a good shot every time.
Assistant coach who is most like Coach Brey?
Coach Polanis.
Ryan Ayers?
Shooter.
Eric Atkins?
Crafty.
Ryan Humphrey.
Tough.
Harold Swanigan.
Funny.
Best defender on the team.
Me.
Best leaper on the team.
VJ Beecham.
Best dunker on the team.
VJ.
Worst dunker on the team.
Matt Farrell.
Best dresser on the team.
Bonzie Colson.
Worst dresser on the team.
Martin Gavin.
Beard growing competition. Who wins, you or Coach Brey?
Coach Brey, for sure.
Well, Steve knows when he's beat in the beard area, but you seemed most interested in finding out that he's a country music fan.
Yeah, I thought he would go Springsteen, a Jersey guy, but he shifted the country. I'm going to tease him a little later today about that.
It's time now for the Notre Dame Ticket Exchange Vivid Seats Play of the Week. So many candidates this week, but we had to choose Steve Vastoria's game winner at Pittsburgh.
Notre Dame trailing by 2. Farrell driving right side of the lane. Farrell bounce pass in the corner. Vastoria 4-3. Got it! Notre Dame leads 78-77. 2.5 seconds left. Wow!
As we tape this show, you and Florida State are the only teams at 2-0 in the league, so you're tied for first place. You start a grueling road trip where you have to go to Miami and then Virginia Tech and then Florida State. So holding serve on your home court against Clemson on Saturday is key.
Well, we're in for a dogfight. Clemson is much improved. They're a better offensive group with some of the transfers they've gotten. They've always played great half-court defense, and they have an NBA player in Star and Blossingame that we're going to have to deal with. We've had dogfights with them, and we expect another one, but it would be fabulous to get to 3-0 in this league before we go on the road for 3.
I'm not that concerned this year if another team is better offensively, but not as good defensively because you're better defensively.
I would love to see us put up another effort where we can keep a field goal percentage defense around 40. We've put 2 under 40s up already with Pitt and Louisville. If we could do that on Saturday, I think it would grow our defensive confidence.
And then you begin that road trip, you head on down to Miami, a very well-coached team. They are tough to beat in their building.
Yeah, Jimmy Larinaga, one of the best in our business, always been tough for us at Miami. We haven't played very well, and I think the reason is Miami has played great, but it'd be great to start a road trip with a W.
We used to talk a lot about Saturday, Monday turnarounds.
Yeah.
What about Thursday, Saturday turnaround?
This is a tricky turnaround, and Virginia Tech plays Tuesday, so they've got a little more time to prepare. I want to talk about it as an NCAA tournament type thing, because you play Thursday, Saturdays in the NCAA tournament, but that's a big challenge to turn around, get our energy up for Blacksburg on that next Saturday.
All right, Coach, it's already been a great ride. It's going to be a wild ride throughout the season, and we'll be back next week to break down all the highlights of the Clemson and Miami games. Until then, for Coach Brey, I'm Jack Nolan. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Basketball is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Basketball is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airline, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics. Notre Dame Ticket Exchange, powered by Vivid Seats. Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, SiriusXM Satellite Radio, and UPS.